Hey folks, welcome back. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Probably going to be the last pretty day in Oklahoma for a few days because we got some big weather coming. We had a little snow last week, but it didn't hang out very long. Just doing a little short video here. I'm testing some 10mm auto rounds that I loaded up, and I've loaded them up using HSM Custom Hardcast lube bullet and Accurate Arms number 9 powder, and I basically just took an average of about 5% off the top load across the board for about 6 different books that I have that list this a load with that powder for that bullet weight. Just going to test them, see how they do. I'd love to be able to chronograph them, but Crony went south, and so it's no Crony. But I look at it this way: if all these loads are right up there at the tippy top, I'll take what the book tells me with a grain of salt, and later on when I can replace the busted Crony, I'll find out for sure. My main objective on this is basically to, first off, I have 4 different loads. I'm going to fire one of each, inspect the cases, and look for heavy or high pressure signs, starting at the lowest and going up. Now, they're not widely spaced apart. For all intents and purposes, these loadings are about 0.2 of a grain different on a scale up, starting at 14.4 and going up to 15 even. It ought to be pushing them puppies rather fast, if I don't say so myself. So I'm going to fire lowest to highest, 1 round each, and inspect the cases immediately upon firing, just to look for any heavy high pressure signs. If I find any, I won't, before I get to the top load, I won't be shooting. I always want to make sure I do it safely. But I'll put a little picture in here, and you can take a look at it, see what I'm doing. Stand by and take a look. Okay, that's what we're working with. So give me a minute and stand by. I'm going to turn around, get the camera angle adjusted, and set up my high-tech brass catching equipment, because I don't want to try to chase it down in the mud in the cow poop, and they could go anywhere. So stand by. All right. Hey, like that high-tech handy-dandy brass catcher there. Ain't that something? Put a lot of time and effort into that, let me tell you. All right, so we've got 4 rounds loaded, 1 each of each specific loading from that data, and we're just going to fire into the dirt. Case ought to go up in and roll back out, and we'll do an inspection real quick. Keep on rolling down the road. What do you say? Stand by. Now, this first load is the 14.4 grains, Accurate Arms number 9, sitting in them Hornady cases. Let's see what kind of results we get on pressure. Cover your ears. That was just flakes of material. It wasn't actual plastic blowing off. So don't be freaking out about that. I guess I ought to sandbag it, huh? Alright, so the primer is flat, but it's not flowing out to the edges, and the indention of the firing pin is clean. It's not cratered. Looks good. Okay. Let's step it up to a 14.6. What do you say? Back here, baby. All right. Little paint on the side there. Everybody ready? Now, this primer, like the other one, is flat. It's not flowed completely to the edge, and the dent or the dimple created by the firing pin does have just a slight movement ridge on one side of it. And like Oklahoma, we've always got wind. So that's not bad. That's not bad. The case isn't split anywhere. It's not bulging anywhere. I've shot hotter, but that's getting up there. Now we're moving up to the third load, which is going to be S&B, and it's 14.8 grains. And we'll see how it reacts. Stand by. No splits, no big bulges. Primer is flat, but the little ding on the edge of the primer dent, about the same way. Really can't stop a fingernail on it. The rear of the face of the base doesn't look bad. I mean, it has shiny to it, but there's no heavy duty high shiny marks like it suffered extreme pressure. Case isn't split, case isn't bulged. Let's try that last one. What do you say? Now this is 15 grains. Accurate arms number 9. Now this is a Remington Peters nickel case. No splits, no serious bulging, but you can tell that was a hot round. Face of the case base looks good. The primer isn't flowed out all the way to the edge of the pocket edge, so that's good, and it had this little dent. So for the most part, these all appear to be fairly safe. There's no signs of excessive or really high pressure. So this ought to be pretty fun. So let's move on to the next step. What do you say? Stand by. All right, now I'm going to shoot 2 rounds of each at the steel, and then I'm going to shoot one into the light sandy green colored piece of material you see at the bottom below the swing there. This is some material that my buddy Chris that owns the range, that his place he works for uses for casting their hydrology equipment, and this is some of the toughest, heaviest injectable molding material on the face of the planet. That piece is just a little over an inch and a half thick, maybe a little less. And we have seen 45 ACP and 9mm bounce back off of it. So I have it at a slight angle as well as the steel. But I am shooting a surface that can ricochet, so yeah, safety glasses and hearing protection. Now, I've got 3 rounds loaded for each of the loadings, 3 of them anyway. This is the Hornady, the 14.4. This is the S&B cases, 14.6. This is 14.8, and I'll have to reload for the top load. So without further ado, let's see how they rock the steel and see what kind of penetration we get in that stuff that literally I've had to use high-powered rifles to shoot through it. I've never shot through it with a pistol yet. That's some tough stuff. Stand by. Ready? Woo! That turned her. That went right on by. Oh well, now I'm going to put this in the top left corner if I can. I want to try to keep them all running there. They may be running a little high, and I wouldn't doubt it if they are. All right, that's the lowest load. Let's go to the next load. Next highest loading. Now I'll aim low on the target. Getting good hit there. Good hit there. That one rocked that. They are shooting high. But that's okay. Now let's try the 14.8. went off the edge. That was me. Put that one in there just below that other one. Stand by, let me load that other magazine and we'll do the hot ones. Stand by. All right, 15.0 accurate arms number 9 even with a 180 grain HSM hardcast lead bullet. That was over. I don't know if that one got over or not. Stand by and we'll find out. 1, 2. Okay, so you can see, other than that first shot that I guess I missed, got contact with the other 3 loads, and they are buried in there, but they did not penetrate. Now this is kind of bending my mind. I figured 180 grain hardcast at the speed these things have to be going, one of them might get through there. But as one can see, we got 3 pretty little white dimples on the back of that board, but nothing exited. Now them bullets have to be pretty close to the backside there, and I may very well try to dig them out later on, see what they look like. But I'm going to tell you something. If you're looking for some bulletproof material and you don't mind that it weighs a lot, that might be some pretty handy stuff. Now, like I said, I've shot it with high-powered rifles, and it's not going to stop that. But at least they didn't bounce back like the 45s and the 9mm did. But man, that is some tough stuff. Okay, stand by for the next little run. What do you say we throw a little lead through an old phone book or two, right? This is a throwback to all you guys way back in the day when about all the stuff you had available for a testing medium was an old wet phone book. Now, this is right at 7 3/4 inches of dry, hard pack, taped together phone book. And I'm going to launch a couple of the low speed ones, the 4.4 grains first, and we'll find out, get any penetration off of that. Stand by. I'll tell you what, let's just launch one. I want to save one each back for a little trial I just kind of was thinking of. I was thinking about a video that old Tom Turkey did, and I might want to see what happens with accurate arms number 9 and these kind of loads in a lower light. All right, so this is going to be 1 round, 180 grain, hard cast, 14.4 grains of accurate arms number 9. What'd we do? Dang. Well, don't look like that thing's gonna last too long. Tell you what, let's give it one of the hot ones. This is 15 grains even. Woohoo! That one talked about it, didn't it? Wow. Wow. Whew. That's like a log. Man. I think I'll save the rest of these to play with. Stand by. Oh, what the heck, one more round, right? Throw a little more paper. I gotta admit, even with hard cast lead, you get some damn fine penetration with a 10 mil auto. Ain't no doubt about that. Woo! All right, stand by and let's, wow, it even threw that in there so tight it stuck. That is thick, man. Wow. That's over 6 inches for sure, even now it's been moved. All right, let's see what we can do on the next little trial. I'm thinking about saving some for some low light just to see if we get any good muzzle flash. Stand by. Okay, we've gotten somewhat later in the day, and I've got a nice, fairly full, dark, non-sunlit area, and I'm just going to check to see if I can catch any muzzle flash off this. I'd like to stay out here till it was pitch black, but there's 3 considerations. 1, I'm hungry, I haven't eaten all day. 2, I don't want to look for brass in the dark. 3, I don't have anybody else to run the camera, so here we go. So I'm just going to pop some rounds there at that black barrel, that sign, just back and forth. I've got 5 rounds left, and it's those AA number 9 loads. See if we can catch a muzzle flash or a fire spark or something. Kind of curious about it. I might have to load some more up and come back out when I've got somebody to help me. Let's see what we get. Let's try one more hot one. That's all of that we need to play with. Stand by for some after action. Well, what do you think, folks? I'm kind of satisfied with the results. I've got 4 loads, none of which are overly pressured or showing any signs of dangerous pressure by case example. They're all up there at the top of the spectrum. I'm sure some of those are running anywhere between 1350 and 1375, but I will be getting my hands, I don't know because they're hard to find nowadays, on another chronograph, and I'll get some good velocity testing done, and I'll be able to pick out one of those loads, hopefully the 14.8 or the 15, and have me some damn fine, good penetrating, cheap to load pistol rounds to have as backup when I'm out here in the woods chasing down them big old hogs. Glad you guys got to see me today. Hope you enjoyed it. Nothing fancy, just doing a little testing, having some fun with it. Been a couple weeks since you see me dealing with eye issues. Thank God not my dominant eye. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you learned a little something, maybe you found a little something out. I certainly did. That polycarbonate stuff that Chris uses to build tanks and hydro equipment, that's some tough stuff. That bullet went through 6 1/4 inches of packed, hard, dry Phonebook, but it wouldn't make it through that stuff. I'd be thinking about maybe lining the walls of my bunker with that. All right, you guys have a great day. I'm glad you got to stop and see me. I'm glad you got to come out the range with me. And as always, hope you guys have a great one. Keep your powder dry, shoot straight, get a little practice, get it as often as you can, and be wary of what's happening in the world today, because damn. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta pick up a little brass before it gets too dark for me to see. So stand by, and hopefully we'll have some further testing or something new, something different. You never can tell. And in the next week or two, hopefully, I'll see you good folks somewhere downrange. Bye.